Okay, so working with Slider Evolution is not the easiest thing, so let's go here to Slider Evolution, and this is the slider that we're working with, the home page, and all of your text is in this static global layers box. You just click on it and then it'll eventually load and be down here, and I think you mentioned that you know how to um, make changes to that. Man. But so this will appear on every slide, the text that's on this page. There we go. So here's your logo. If you needed to make any changes here, you just double click into this little section and this will be the text. As you'll see, you can't just hit enter. That doesn't add a line, like a new line. You have to do this BR in the brackets to mean a break, a line break. So that's that one. Same here, just click that. And this text is in white, but you can still double click and then see it here. So if you need to make any changes to, like I'll get rid of that extra enter there. And again, just add the BR to have a new line break. Here, just this is all the same. You can make all that, just double click inside of it. You can move these around if you need to, but right now, I mean, it's all formatted. See how that's not formatted for a tablet? So I'll actually make these changes and resize them in a little bit. But this is how, when I'm making sliders, I always make sure I click through all of these options, because now this is covering that up. So on a cell phone, it's not looking how it should. It's probably with like a new update. It just didn't get transferred over how it should. But I'll take care of that. So click through here, make sure it's laid out how you want it to be, and that covers the text. As far as making a new page, so this one doesn't have anything on it. What I do to start with is, so now we're on this first slide. If you're wanting to change the background image, I'm not sure why this is going so slow today, but it is. But right here is the background image, and you'll change it with a box out beside it. Okay. All right, so now here's the image that's on the background. And my screen isn't laid out to be big enough right now, but that's where it is. If you do change image here, here's your media library. And these are all the photos that you have uploaded already. If you wanted to upload current ones, click this upload there, and then you can select the file that you're wanting to change it to. As far as adding, so if you want to keep these here and add a new slide, I just usually duplicate, because then I know I'm keeping the same settings as this one. And then I will go here and change the background image, and then everything will stay the same. Like the text will still be pulling over. If you're tired of seeing these but you don't want to delete them just yet, you can just hit this and it'll make it to where it doesn't show. And then I turn it back on, and I'm going to delete this one. But that's just quickly how you make those changes. I'm going to delete this one as well. And anytime you make a change, just hit this floppy disk and slide it, and save it. Going back to the text, we'll go through this. I should have done this earlier, so one was already loaded. But you can change the font and things like that if you want to. You just, on the style, right here is where it will be. Okay, so here we'll choose this white text. So this is all of the text options. No, that's not the text options. Yes, okay. So here are all of the types of font you can use. It's up to you. You can just scroll through here if there's any that you like more or less. Just choose those. Again, save it. These are font families, so here's more of like the words you're used to. So I guess this is the style, and here's where you'll actually change the font. I mean, there's all these options, so if you wanted to change any of that, I'll show you how I change these, like how these, I'll change the size of these so that you'll be able to change these as well. And like I mentioned, I kind of do a lot of trial and error. So this photo is a bit too big just for the size of the, because here are these blue dotted lines. This is all that's going to be shown on the screen. Anything outside of those lines is going to be cut off. Like you can see it here. Well, I guess it's all fit to get in there, but it's all overlapping. So you can change it here. So you can't, while you can't see this text, it's here, it's outside of these blue dotted lines. So this all has to change. So I just go and I'll start moving stuff around. Like I'll move that back over there, and then I'll just keep, and then resize these so that it all matches like it was. This computer is being very slow today, but, and then just line those back up. This text okay, but these right here are not set up how they should be, so I might move those over. And these boxes underneath here just help kind of make sure that you're in the same place. That looks a little bit off. So this ones are okay. These words are all in, and I'll make that smaller when my computer isn't lagging. How it is. There we go. Maybe. And then move that back up there. I'm going to go ahead and save this, even though I'm going to go to another, I'm going to go right here. I just always save just to make sure the changes are actually saved. So this one's going to be a bit more work because we are going to need to resize some stuff again. So this photo, and this is on like a whatever size, like a tablet, we'll say, like an iPad or something. This is a computer, desktop, and then a mobile phone. So that's why we're resizing it, is for the size of browser that we're using. And we can change the size of this text as well. All right. And I mean, as you've had experience with, this is kind of a finicky, I mean, it works when it works, but it also does what it wants to do. At least for me. Maybe I'm not that good at it. I don't know. Scoot that in just a hair. Okay. So I'm going to change the font size so that it's back in one line. So this is where I just do trial and error. 20, that's pretty good. I might make it bolder, which is this font weight. There, that kind of helps make it look bigger. And then I'll do the same thing with the rates box. This usually does not take this long. It's because it's like I'm moving and then it's taking, like, what is that? Why are you doing that? It's taking 30 seconds to actually respond to what I'm telling it to do. Rates isn't too, like, it still fits obviously because it's one word, but I'm just going to have it be the same 20 as I have up here with the T times, just to keep it consistent. And again, I'm going to bold that. So here it's these. So what I'm doing right now is checking to see if these are, okay, so these are, okay, that's all right. I thought they were links. I was making sure they weren't links, because you can have, like, you could set this to link to a page by going here. So this rates right now, you could click simple link, and then you would link the URL, go to the page you want it to go to, and that's how you would do that. I don't need that, so delete that. Move these guys around. Also going to shrink this box a bit because it just doesn't need to be that big. Get that out of my way. But this is pretty much how building these slides goes for me. Just trial and error. It's not too hard. This you won't need to redo this because I'm doing it now, so like you won't have this resizing issue. Just gonna get those to be the same. Then it moves on me. And then I'm gonna make this text smaller as well, so it's under style, and then that's not too bad. It's not like all squished together or anything. You can change that here with the line height. You can make it smaller so it gets squished together, but we don't want that. I like to keep it pretty far apart, so I moved it 25. Just trial and error. See what looks the best, what doesn't look the best. I think I might keep this text the same just because it fits that square pretty well. Actually I might not because I need to get all of this information in there. So I'll scoot this up a bit. Make the text a bit smaller. Oh, I made it impossible to read. That doesn't make sense. Okay, so that's out of the way of this text here. A bit more. It's still a pretty big square, so I might see what that does to it. That's not too bad. Like, this is still there. These addresses and stuff are still where they need to be. And this can also get a bit smaller. And this is just how, so I think you kind of will get that idea. And then again, changing the photos is just you duplicate and then change the background image. It's not too hard. It just takes some getting used to and playing around with it. But you'll figure it out. And if you have any other questions, feel free to email me and I can